Hey, Coach, congrats on the win.
Thanks, Terry.
Pre-game, you mentioned what can you even say about Natisha Collier that hasn't already been said already, but 32 points in 31 minutes in her return. Can you imagine a better return to the court from your star player after 3 weeks?
Sure. Could always imagine more, because she's that darn good. Happy to have her back. And obviously she was ready to play. And, having her play obviously kind of makes it easier for everybody else. We kind of settle back into our roles and things we like to do. And so it was nice having her back.
Felt like momentum really shifted in your favor in the second quarter, 27-15 in the quarter, 11 assists on 12 makes, and 11 points from Masha. Just, how big were her minutes, and then just how the ball movement started flowing in that second quarter?
Well, it all stemmed from, being a little more active defensively, and we weren't taking the ball to the net every time. That's how we got going in the second quarter. We got a little more active, a little more collective in our defensive effort. And then, as you mentioned, we had a little more flow. And then Masha, had her big minutes of helping us offensively. And she's been playing great in her minutes. We're really happy to have her. But second quarter, we felt the shift. We felt the shift in the way that we were playing. And I felt like we held that for most of the rest of the game. And, that's the path. You can't give up 30 pieces in a quarter, so that's tough. And so I was happy that we were able to score two. To kind of keep it, within reach for us, and then we found our footing a little bit.
Speaking of Masha, how much improvement have you seen from her in her short time here this season?
It's hard for me to really talk about improvement with Masha because I've not coached her before, so I don't know if what she's doing is better or the same. I know she's a really good player, really respected player who played for top teams in Russia, Ekaterinburg, and. So really highly thought of since, she was a young player playing on the U16 team. I do remember, that. And, around the draft, we were very interested in her in the draft. I think she's probably doing what she's capable of. I think the comfort level, having been here now for a few months and she's settling in, getting a more consistent role, of minutes. And so I think we're seeing more and more to what she does. And, she's helped us with her length defensively. And, man, she runs the floor. Obviously, the three ball. She's not afraid to take it. She wasn't even sweating yet, and she yanked a three in front of our bench and very confident. And we don't want to limit her in any way. We just want her to play. And highlight of the season for me is in the last Indiana game, Jess running in transition and throwing it ahead to Mosh, who streaked the floor after just contesting a three in the corner, was the last player, and her sprint all the way for the layup at the other end. That was a big-time highlight, and so we've enjoyed Mosh for sure.
And then can you just discuss Courtney's play tonight?
Yeah.
I mean, she picked up those two quick fouls in the first quarter, but then by the end of the game, she had 10 assists and a key block at the end to go with those 14 points.
Yeah, and Courtney broke the single-season record. I think you guys probably know that. It was good to see Courtney, in that space, and she was a little dinged up, after the Atlanta game. So I think a little bit, even kind of going into this game, there was, maybe her kind of feeling things out, and didn't get off to a great start with the fouls. But when she got back in there, she was the Courtney Williams that we know.
Courtney talked about being coached by both you and Lindsay. What's the dynamic with a veteran point guard who's actually wants to learn from you two?
Yeah, I think she's really enjoyed having Way. Way is a bit more of a voice of reason. She's witty. All the things that we knew her to be as a player when you guys were interviewing her, and our relationship there, and so Courtney having both of us. Obviously, I'm the critical one. And Way's the one that's kind of like, well, I can see what you're saying. That's what her job is. And probably more than that, her understanding of what's happening in the game and what Courtney needs to be doing, and if she sees something. So I think she's enjoyed that relationship.
Courtney and Fee both talked about just the fan kind of engagement, whether it's stud buds, Fee's being introduced in the starting lineup again. I mean, you've been here for a long time. Just how have you seen that fan kind of dynamic and relationship evolve over your time here?
Yeah. I mean, obviously I can remember in 2010 what it looked like and felt like, and then, the dynasty years, I often wish the dynasty teams would have had the crowds that this team has, but that's just how it works. And I told them this before the game, that we only have a few home games left this regular season, and each time we go out there, understand what has gone into that. And the Lindsays and the Rebeccas that are on our staff, and all the people that have poured into this franchise and have believed in this franchise, and our fans, and the growth that we've seen, and to enjoy that. Don't ever take that for granted, just because maybe you don't know anything different right now. There's people that are coming here for the first time, think it's like this everywhere, or that this is easy. This was a long build and support, and we're very fortunate, because I think players around the league, they envy what we have here, and I think right now what's fun is, Way and I were walking in today, and we were discussing our fits for the game, and I said, am I really going to wear a Stud Buds t-shirt? Like, is this what we're doing? It's on just the cover of Slam. And is this how crazy different it is when Way was playing? Not that long ago, guys. It's not 20 years ago that she was playing. And just the ways that fans can identify with our players now and get to know them so much more. And so the stories that are being told and the different ways that they can do it themselves and build their brands. And so we were just marveling at, how fun that is, and how happy I was to wear my Stud Buds shirt.
And, on Courtney, you guys have had a pretty close relationship since she got here. I mean, what is it about her that you can coach her really hard and she just responds? 10 assists, no turnovers tonight, had a really good game.
Yeah. I don't think she likes being coached hard. I don't think that's a part of the good part of our relationship. I think we've got great communication, and she's not afraid to tell me if I'm wrong or what she saw. So how to take it sometimes. She just knows I'm competitive. She's talked. We've had long conversations after games at times, and she's helped me grow a little bit too. And we stretch each other's boundaries, and that's fun. And we're fortunate to have her. And what makes her easy to coach is that literally whatever you say to her, she says yes, ma'am. So there is never a case that where she is like, I'm not doing that. She'll look you dead in the eye. No matter the situation, no matter how great she feels or bad, how great she's playing or how bad, she always looks you dead in the eye and says, yes, ma'am, and is there for her team. So, there's a lot to be said for that.
Coach, when you speak about throwing on that Stud Bud shirt and the camaraderie with this team, how easy is it to coach and for your ladies to play with one another when they're all getting along and on the same page? Yeah, I mean, they have a very, very natural gift of, the word that came out the other day was friendship. I'm more coaching them, and I see it as chemistry and whatever. Their definition of it is friendship, and so it's powerful. And I think for them to embrace one another, celebrate one another, let each other be themselves, support no matter what it is, and it's special. I'm glad we have it. And that's another thing our fans see and appreciate. And that's what I told them before the game, told our players, how you do it and who you are as people and the identification that these fans feel when they come here. The Stud Buds is something really unique. But even beyond the Stud Buds, and it's just that I told them last year at the end of the season, I can't tell you how many fans that I saw that said how much joy that this team gives them and watching them play the game and how they do it together. And that's really special, and that's never lost on me. I never want this to end. Can you share what Natisha or Courtney may have said when they saw you rocking the T-shirt?
They asked me where I got my shirt, which I was like looking at. I'm like, it's your guys' shirt. What do you mean, where did I get it? But apparently I was unique. They did not have this one yet. So I kind of revealed this shirt to them. And, I was a cool kid for once. Yeah. All right, thanks.